Welcome back! Today we're counting down the top 20 best mobile AAA games of 2025 on iOS and Android. The biggest, most polished releases that actually feel console quality in your hands. From massive open worlds and cinematic story games to competitive action and deep RPG grinds, these picks are all about production value and pure fun. Let's jump into the list. Blade and Soul Heroes brings that classic Blade and Soul energy into a hero-collecting adventure where every fight feels like a choice, not a grind. You build a 5-hero squad from 40-plus unlockable heroes, each with their own skills and story moments. The cool part is the combat. You can play turn-based to plan your team's combos, then switch into real-time action and control your lead hero, while 4 allies support you with linked skills. It's quick, tactical, and perfect for one more run sessions. So, who would you main first? Ooh. Tree of Savior is a love letter to old-school MMORPG fans, but built for modern mobile play. The first thing you feel is the charm. Hand-drawn, storybook-style visuals that make every town and forest look like a postcard. What really sets it apart is the class freedom. You're not locked into one path, so you can shape your character into something that actually fits your playstyle, whether you like fast DPS, support, or tanky builds. Combat is quick and skill-driven, and the world is packed with things to grind, craft, and explore without it feeling empty. If you miss that party-up and adventure vibe, this one hits it. Undecember is the kind of action RPG that feels like you're playing a full PC dungeon crawler on your phone. The big difference is build freedom. You're not stuck with one class fantasy. Your character becomes whatever your skill and rune setup allows. You can swap abilities, link runes for crazy effects, and fine-tune your playstyle until it feels yours. Combat is fast, chunky, and satisfying, with huge mob packs and bosses that actually make you pay attention. And when the loot starts raining, it's that addictive, just one more run feeling. If you want deep builds and non-stop action, this is it. Albion Online is a full sandbox MMORPG where you create the story. There's no fixed class, no best path, just choices. The signature thing is the "you are what you wear" system. Swap your gear and you instantly change your role, from healer to assassin to frontline tank. The economy is almost entirely player-driven, so gathering, crafting, and trading actually matter. And every item you see was made by someone. But the real adrenaline is the risk. In certain zones, PvP is brutal and losses are real, which makes every trip feel tense. If you want freedom, politics, and survival vibes, Albion hits hard. Lara Croft. Guardian of Light is a fast, puzzle-packed action-adventure that feels like an arcade version of Tomb Raider. Quick, sharp, and constantly moving. Instead of huge open levels, you get clever top-down stages filled with traps, switches, and enemy waves where timing matters. What makes it stand out is the co-op style design. Even solo, you're always thinking like a duo, using relics, positioning, and environmental puzzles to push forward. Combat is snappy, the platforming is satisfying, and every room feels like a mini challenge. If you want Tomb Raider energy without the slow parts, this one delivers. Cat Quest III is a light, feel-good action RPG that doesn't waste your time. Just you, your sword, and a whole ocean of pirate chaos. What makes it different is the vibe. It's colorful, funny, and instantly playable, but still has real progression with gear, spells, and builds you can tweak. Exploration is the hook here. Sailing between islands, uncovering caves, grabbing loot, and stumbling into bosses that can surprise you if you're not ready. The combat is quick and clean, perfect for short sessions but addictive enough to keep going. If you want a cozy adventure with bite, this is it. Black Desert Mobile. If you want a mobile MMORPG that actually feels premium, this is the one. The first thing you notice is how smooth the combat is. Flashy combos, dodges, and skills that make grinding feel more like an action game than a menu simulator. Then there's the world, huge zones to explore, bosses to chase, and tons of life skill content like fishing, crafting, and trading when you're tired of fighting. And the best part? You can play it your way. Go hardcore with PvP and guild wars, or chill and build your character at your own pace. It's fast, deep, and honestly one of the most complete MMORPG experiences you can get on a phone. Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra. This isn't your typical Dragon Ball mobile game, where you just tap and watch flashy ultimates. It's built around team play and momentum, where every match feels like a mini anime episode you actually control. You pick a fighter that fits your style, whether you want to rush in, support your squad, or play smart and punish mistakes. And then it's all about timing, positioning, and combo pressure. What makes it stand out is how it captures that Dragon Ball speed. Quick dashes, sudden turnarounds, and those clutch moments where one perfect play flips the entire fight. If you want competitive matches with real hype, and not just a collection game, this one hits different. Honkai Star Rail. This game feels like a full anime RPG you can carry in your pocket. The hook is the turn-based combat that's actually strategic, breaking enemy weaknesses, lining up ultimates, and building teams that combo together in satisfying ways. But what really sets it apart is the presentation. Cinematic story moments, top-tier music, and locations that feel wildly different from planet to planet. Even if you only play in short sessions, there's always something rewarding to do. Events, character builds, or just pushing the next chapter. And when you want to go deeper, the endgame modes give you that one more run feeling. If you like polished storytelling, smart battles, and style for days, Honkai, Star Rail is hard to beat. Tower of Fantasy. If you're craving a mobile open-world game with a sci-fi vibe and real freedom, this one delivers. It mixes exploration with MMO-style co-op, so you can roam huge zones solo, then instantly team up for world bosses, dungeons, and events. The combat is the standout. Instead of being locked to one character, you swap between weapons on the fly, chaining skills and elements to keep fights fast and flashy. There's also a ton of movement and traversal. Vehicles, jetpacks, climbing. So getting around feels fun, not like a chore. And if you love customization, your character and loadouts can be tuned to match your playstyle. It's chaotic, stylish, and surprisingly social for a mobile RPG. Diablo Immortal. This is the closest thing to classic Diablo you can play on a phone, and it's built for that addictive just one more dungeon loop. The combat feels heavy and satisfying. You're mowing down hordes, chaining skills, and watching loot explode everywhere like it should. What makes it stand out on mobile is how polished the moment-to-moment play is. Smooth controls, quick matchmaking, and a world that always has something happening, from rifts to raids to large-scale PvP. You can play casually for the story and upgrades, or grind hard for builds, gems, and endgame power. If you want an action RPG that feels fast, social, and endlessly replayable, Diablo Immortal still hits that Diablo itch. Soul Huntress. This one feels like a dark, fast roguelike you can jump into anytime. You're a shape hunter in a kingdom where shapers can replace people and steal memories, so the vibe is tense from the start. Every run throws you into deadly dungeons with shifting layouts, and the combat is the real hook. Quick dodges, weapon choices like blades, bows, and magic, and bosses that punish lazy plays. What makes it stand out is the loot and build loop. Each drop can change your setup and your rhythm, and when you think you're done, modes like Endless Dungeon keep the grind satisfying without feeling mindless. Legend of YMIR 2. If you love dark fantasy with a Norse vibe, this one pulls you in fast. The world feels cold, massive, and dangerous, like you're walking through a living Ragnarok, not just another pretty map. What makes it stand out is the scale. Big zones to explore, brutal enemies, and that constant feeling that something larger is coming. Combat is built to look and feel powerful, with heavy skills and satisfying impact, but it still pushes you to move smart instead of just spamming buttons. And when you want the real adrenaline, the game shines in group play, guild pushes, territory fights, and those moments where teamwork decides everything. It's a mobile MMORPG that tries to feel mythic, and it actually succeeds. Genchin Impact. If you want a mobile game that genuinely feels like a console open-world adventure, this is the benchmark. The magic is in the exploration. Climbing anything, gliding across huge landscapes, and constantly stumbling into puzzles, hidden chests, and cinematic quests. Combat is where it separates itself. Switching characters mid-fight to trigger elemental reactions makes every team feel like its own playstyle, not just different skins. And the world is always evolving, with new regions, events, and story chapters that keep pulling you back in. Whether you're here for the chill wandering, the boss fights, or the character builds, Genshin is one of those rare mobile games that feels big in every sense. Wuthering Waves. If you want a mobile action RPG that feels sharp, fast, and skill-based, this is the one to watch. Combat is the highlight. Perfect dodges, parries, and smooth combo chains that reward timing instead of button mashing. Exploring the world also feels great, because movement is quick and fluid, so roaming, climbing, and chasing objectives never turns into a slow grind. What really makes it stand out is the vibe. A stylish, post-apocalyptic setting, strong character designs, and a soundtrack that keeps everything feeling intense. If you like the idea of open-world RPGs but wanted more real action and challenge, Wuthering Waves delivers that punch. Game of Thrones. Kingsroad. Think of this as a Westeros road trip where every stop can turn into a fight for survival. You're not just watching the world of Game of Thrones. You're moving through it, taking on missions, meeting familiar factions, and building your own path in a setting that feels gritty and dangerous. The combat is the main draw. It's action-focused, with different class styles and abilities that let you play aggressive, defensive, or tactical, depending on your mood. And when you want bigger moments, it ramps up into co-op battles where teamwork actually matters. If you're looking for GOT atmosphere with real gameplay weight, Kingsroad is a strong pick. Destiny. Rising. If you want a mobile shooter that feels fast, slick, and actually satisfying, this is built for that. You jump into a sci-fi world with punchy gunplay, flashy abilities, and hero-style characters that each play differently, so you're not stuck doing the same thing every match. The missions are designed for quick sessions, but they still give you that classic Destiny loop. Drop in, fight through enemies, grab better gear, and come out stronger. You can push solo content when you just want progress, or team up for co-op runs when you want bigger fights and better rewards. It's that one more run energy, optimized for your phone. Warframe Mobile. If you want a sci-fi action game that feels insanely fast and stylish, Warframe is basically a power fantasy. You're flying through missions with parkour movement, sliding, wall running, and chaining abilities like you're a space ninja. What makes it stand out isn't just the speed, it's the freedom. Tons of Warframes to unlock, each with a totally different kit, plus weapons you can customize until they feel like your own signature build. The loop is pure satisfaction. Jump in, destroy waves, grab loot, upgrade, and suddenly you're stronger in a way you can actually feel. And because it's built around co-op, teaming up turns missions into chaos in the best possible way. Where Winds Meet. This one feels like stepping into a living wuxia movie. You're wandering through ancient China with that calm, cinematic vibe. And then a fight breaks out and everything turns into fast, stylish martial arts. What makes it stand out is how free it feels. You're not just following a quest marker. You're exploring towns, wild areas, secrets, and stories that make the world feel alive. Combat is the real hook, though. Flowing swordplay, skill chains, and that master versus master energy, where timing matters. And even when you're not fighting, the game nails atmosphere, music, scenery, and that lone wanderer feeling. If you want an open-world RPG that's more artful than loud, this is a strong pick. Red Dead Redemption Mobile. This is one of those rare mobile releases that doesn't feel like a mobile version at all. You're getting a full Western story with real characters, real tension, and that slow burn atmosphere where every ride across the map feels like a scene from a movie. What makes it stand out is the pacing. You can go from quiet desert travel to an intense shootout in seconds, and it always feels grounded. The missions are memorable. The world pulls you into exploring, and the gunfights have that classic, gritty weight. If you want a mobile game with a complete single-player experience, start to finish, Red Dead Redemption Mobile is the real deal.